I love the way you just go down your own path. Movies minus glamour, right?
No, there is glamour in life. It is not just paints, It is not just the kind of the color of the dress you wear or the cut of the fashion. No, there is a lot of glamour in real life. You have to look at that. You have to learn to appreciate that. It is very, very colorful.
So you don't need to go to do a movie
to
bring in the glamour element.
No. Glamour is an element which has been invented and added on to cinema because they wanted, particularly Hollywood, they wanted to attract big crowds all over the world to it. So they built stories around the stars, not exactly around the filmmakers. Yeah. Stars became the real selling point. So that's how it has been built. And we have been very religiously following that path.
Religiously.
Also, cinema as an art form, you were saying that it's changed a lot. Do you think that has something to do with the audience's attention span?
Yeah, there is a particular rhythm to your life. You try to impose another rhythm on it. It's at a very physical level. You start cutting it quick. That doesn't alter anything, except that it gives you the feeling of headache.
I love your explanation.
You perhaps cannot get more candid than this, sir. Also, coming to regional language films, has it always been the case that regional language films, there is always a feeling that the regional language films are not given the kind of importance that they deserve, perhaps, and all of India's film exports have been based only on Bollywood, and Indian film industry is known only to be Bollywood.
Yes. No, it happens because even the term Bollywood is such a derogative term, such a bad term to accept. I don't know why. There are very, very, very intelligent, capable, brilliant people working in the Bombay film industry. I don't know why they don't object to it, the term Bollywood. It means you are perpetually servile to somebody else. It's very sad that you should accept it. They should be ashamed to be dubbed as Bollywood. Instead, they are promoting it as a brand name. And even these days, when I show a film in international festival, people come out and ask, "Oh, they make films other than Bollywood." That is Indian cinema for them, the Bollywood. It has come to be in that. And it has come to, within India, it has come to be as the national cinema. So what is national cinema? See, actually, Indian cinema is composed of films made in more than 20 languages in different parts of the country. They altogether make the Indian cinema, or the Indian cinemas, if you want to call it. And they together make the Indian cinema, not one fraction of a cinema, which has been unduly promoted or got promoted or by historical reasons. It was also part of the national movement because Hindi was promoted as a national language for the country. So, it got all the advantages of that cinema, being termed as the country's one and only cinema, So it's a very dangerous thing to happen because the best of cinema in India, there have been great films made in the Hindi language. I'm not against the Hindi language, and they have always been very specific about some people, place, and issues. If you look at films by Raj Kapoor, the whole lot of them, Bimal Roy, and whole lot of them, they have made very outstanding films. But then look at today's cinema, which is being promoted. None of them made Bollywood films. Those films.
Right. That's
They made Hindi films. They made Hindi films. They made Indian films. And a filmmaker like Satish Ray, you cannot call him a regional filmmaker. That will
Absolutely.
be a misnomer.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So there are great films made in every language in this country. There are very important films being made. And to marginalize them as regional cinema is a great mistake, a grave mistake.
You have said that cinema is poetry. I'd like you to explain that to us a little bit.
No, cinema is more than poetry.
More than poetry. Okay, then tell us.
Yes. There is no real art form that humans have invented or practiced which will approximate cinema. The experience of cinema is absolutely unique. It combines all the cultures of all the art forms the human race has enjoyed, practiced, and perpetuated over centuries or thousands of years. Here, this is a culmination where everything is there, solidified, amalgamated into one form, where it's a very modern, and it has a remarkable past also, not in terms of technology, but in terms of its soul. It's something very new, a new experience, very modern in its form, very modern in its expression, very modern in its technology. There's nothing like that in any art form. So I used to practice theater before, and I discovered cinema in the Film Institute long back in 1962. I joined the National Film School in Pune. So I discovered cinema there. Ever since, I find that this is a very, very great medium for expression, where everything, the mind of a person can be expressed, not by his enacting anything, just taking the camera close to him, using a long focus lens, or even he can be thrown into a very long shot where he does no acting, but it signifies something. It's an art which uses this juxtaposition, what you call montage, in terms of visuals, in terms of sound, in terms of its composition, in terms of its size. There's no art form like that. So this is the gift of the modern age to the humankind. How we use it, that's the most important thing. Do we use it to tell lies, or do you tell people about life so that they can live better life, they can learn from it? This exercise we all go through when we read a novel, when we read a good novel, when we read good poetry, when you look at a great painting, we go through this exercise. This process goes on in our mind. But then in cinema, it's all together. It is not just happening separately. It's a complete whole, so integrated, so together. That is the greatness of cinema.